Chapter 6, Unit 1. Be convenient for somebody.
Address.
Draw up.
Get down to something.
Draw a list.
Put somebody in the picture.
Be responsible for something.
Detail.
Productive.
Round.
Itinerary.
Work out.
Negotiation.
Productive.
I'm glad you can meet with me today to discuss the details of your order.
How do I address you?
You must be Mr. Green. Nice to meet you. My name is Irene.
My name is James. You can just call me Jim.
It's good to see you again.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
I'm Wendy. This is my card.
He is Mr. Hu, our department manager.
I'd be happy to answer your questions.
I hope this meeting will be productive.
I think we can draw up a tentative plan now.
It'll be easier for us to get down to facts then.
We'll come out from this meeting as winners.
We really hope you'll have a pleasant stay here.
That's not exactly what I had in mind.
That's not exactly what I was getting at.
That's not exactly what I was thinking about.
I'm afraid you misunderstood me. What I was trying to say was, my name is John Smith. I'm the general manager. I'll be responsible for the first round of negotiations here.
It's nice to finally meet you.
And I'm glad to meet you, too. It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
It's my honor to take part in the negotiation.
I want to discuss the matter of the schedule if it is convenient for you right now.
Sure.
Is there any way of ensuring we'll have enough time for our talks?
Sure. Here's a copy of the itinerary we have worked out for you. Would you please take a look at it?
I hope this meeting will be productive.
We hope so, too.
And we really hope you'll have a pleasant stay here. Welcome to our company.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I hope we'll come out from this meeting as winners.
Welcome to our company, Mr. Brown. Thank you. It's very nice to finally meet you, Mr. White, after so many phone calls and faxes. I'd like you to have my business card. Thanks very much, Mr. Brown. Please accept mine. How was your flight? Not bad, but I'm a little tired. Here is a copy of the itinerary we have worked out for you. Would you please take a look at it? I can see you have put a lot of time into it. I really hope you'll have a pleasant stay here. Could you arrange a meeting with your boss? Of course. I've arranged one at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Well, shall we get down to business?
Unit 2. Offer.
Retail price.
Original sample.
Proposal.
Catalog.
Trial.
Bankroll.
Compromise.
Alternation.
Amount.
Margin.
take a break.
Net weight.
If I were you, I would book a small order as a trial.
The supply available at present is limited. We suggest you act quickly.
You may trust me that any money spent now will bring you big profits in the future.
Would anyone like something to drink before we begin?
Let's make a compromise.
Let's meet halfway.
Let me explain to you why.
We are here to solve problem.
I'm sure there is some room for the negotiation.
I suggest that we take a break.
Not in the long way.
That's the basic question.
We can't be sure what you want unless you tell us.
We have cut our price to the lowest. There is no any margin for us.
Frankly, we cannot agree with your proposal. This holding company was bankrolled by a trust financed by me.
So now it's clear. You call every shot in the company. The ball is in your court.
I'm sorry to say that the price you quote is too high. It would be very difficult for us to push any sales if we buy it at this price.
Well, if you take quality into consideration, you won't think our price is too high.
Let's meet each other halfway. Your price is too high. We can't accept it. Could you give us some discount?
I'm sorry. The raw materials price has gone up. We have cut our price to the lowest.
I think we may make some change to item 5 since you demand an extra 1-year repair support.
Item 5 is very vital to us. I'm afraid I can't give my consent to that.
Will you consider a larger deal if we make some modifications here?
Are you saying you may modify those terms when we offer a bigger deal?
That's what I mean.
That sounds reasonable to me, but we need some time to decide.
We seem to have a deadlock here.
How about you consider item 2 and 5 again, while we consider item 1 and 7?
We are thinking about ordering 1,000 TV sets from you, but there's one problem. Oh, what's that? Your price is too high. You left us with no profit margin. 210 USD is the best we can offer. I have got better quotation from other companies. You really have to take quality into consideration. In other words, you get what you pay for. I agree with you on that, but if you could lower the price a little bit, we will place an order right now. I need to talk to my supervisor before I can give you a definite answer. Okay, I will wait for your answer.
Unit 3. Agree to.
Price range.
Total value.
Wholesale price.
Special deal.
Price list.
Rock bottom price.
Commission.
Customs duty.
Retail price.
Offer.
Wild speculation.
It's the lowest price.
Let us give you a rock bottom price.
What's your price range?
It is about as low as we can go.
That's about the best we can do on that.
The price is too high.
The price is unacceptable.
I'm afraid we can't agree to the price.
The price is far beyond our budget.
I'm afraid we can't accept your offer.
This price is quite a bit higher than it was last time.
Your price is much higher than that of other companies.
We think the price is more suitable.
If the price is higher than that, we'd rather call the whole deal off.
If you can offer the same price as last time, I think we can discuss this further.
Could you help us to negotiate a better price?
I'd love to, but I will take some commission from the cut.
Is it possible for you to make a better offer?
I don't think so. As I have said, we can cut the price by 4% at most. It's our rock bottom price.
I repeat our offer. The total sum is $500,000.
The best price you offer is beyond my negotiation limit.
Then let's see what we can do here. I report your offer to my manager, and we would like to reduce the price to $40,000 a year.
I don't think we can accept this price.
Then can't we make some amendments to our contract instead? Here is my last offer, $780,000 a year. If your price is higher than this, we will have to call this deal off.
We have to consider your offer. How about we resume our talk tomorrow?
Yesterday, you had our final offer. What do you think of it?
Your price would be acceptable if you consent to an additional insurance item. Let's have a discussion, Mr. Frank. I've already decided to give you an order of a much larger quantity this time, and since it is attractive, you'll no doubt give me a lower price.
A lower price? You don't really mean that, do you? We allow special reduction for trial orders only in order to have a positive start for our cooperation. However, we cannot do more business with you on the same basis as that in the previous year.
Then what is the lowest price you could offer?
$150 per set.
It's so high that we cannot accept. Please have a consideration. Our order is for a much larger quantity, 10,000. Very sizable.
10,000? Well, actually, it cannot be called a large order. Most of the orders we have are over this sum.
But you may not deny that it is still an order of some size, and we have to save expenses to cover the advertising cost. I also remember that your company much appreciated the great efforts we made in selling your products in our market.
That is true, but, well, what's your suggestion?
75 per case will be okay.
I'm afraid we cannot reduce the price a lot just for the purpose of supporting your efforts.
Then let's just meet the halfway. Is that all right?
I have to admit that the largest cut we can offer is 10%.
Unit 4. Deal.
Unrealistic.
Exactly.
Make a concession.
Insist on.
Unrealistic.
came to an agreement.
Give somebody a break on the price.
As requested.
At one's request.
Receive a confirmation.
As we agreed.
Let's meet each other halfway.
Let's compromise.
If you can make a concession, I think we can discuss this further.
I'm sure there is some room for negotiation.
We are always willing to cooperate with you and, if necessary, make some concessions.
So in order to make the business concluded, how about meeting each other halfway and making a concession?
We are prepared to reconsider amending the contract.
If you want to make any changes, minor alterations can be made then.
As we agreed, we will go ahead and make arrangements to send you the product on Friday.
I'm afraid not.
This isn't part of my job.
I think we need more time to consider this request.
So I should wait to receive a confirmation before I wire any money?
If you insist on your price and make no concession, there will be not much point in further discussion.
I'm glad we have come to an agreement on price.
But with an eye to our friendship and the further cooperation between us, we can accept the offer.
If you can, I think we can discuss this further.
If you can, maybe we can talk more about this.
If you can, we may be able to agree to what you're proposing.
If you can, perhaps we can discuss this more. Price is based on reasonable profit and comes in line with the prevailing market.
We're not going to be able to agree on the price.
We'd like to clear up some points connected with the procedure.
You are starting to get the idea about our procedures here.
If you can offer the same price as last time, I think we can discuss this further.
I'll have to check with my boss. I'll let you know as soon as I get an answer.
Is the price negotiable?
I'm sure there is some room for negotiation.
You agree to give us a break on the price, right?
Yes, that is the best we can do.
If you give us a little more leeway on the deadline, we'll accept.
The deal is done.
Well, we've discussed the offer you quoted. Since we found your offer was too high, it's difficult for us to accept it. But I think my offer is reasonable and realistic. What do you mean by reasonable? Our price is based on reasonable profit and comes in line with the prevailing market. I can't agree with you. If you insist on your price and make no concession, there will be not much point in further discussion. We might as well call the deal off. Well, what's your counter-offer? As we do business on the basis of mutual benefit, the best we can do is $70 per set CIF Shanghai. Your counterbid is too low. We can't accept it. It's absolutely impossible for us to reduce our price as you suggested. The gap is too wide. So, in order to make the business concluded, how about meeting each other halfway and making a concession? What's your proposal then? $72 per set CIF Shanghai. Still, it's rather low, but with an eye on our friendship and the further cooperation between us, we'll accept it. I'm glad we have come to an agreement on price.
Unit 5. Appoint.
Sale agent.
Be an agent.
Think of.
Handle.
Act as.
Throw in.
Consignment.
Be liable for.
Cover.
License.
Calculate.
We'd like to appoint you as our sole agent.
We're thinking of appointing a local sales agent.
We feel that your firm is the right one to do this and will have the pleasure of offering you a sole agent.
As we are not yet thoroughly acquainted with each other, we think the time is not ripe for a discussion on agency.
We want to extend our agency agreement for another 3 years.
We agreed to sign the agency agreement as soon as possible.
We believe a big increase in our sales could be brought about by an active agent.
If you want to extend the agency agreement, you must guarantee to increase the annual sales by 15%.
At this time, I'm afraid we are not looking for representation.
Thank you for your interest.
We currently have an overseas agent in place.
Is there any room for compromise on the royalty rate?
A price hike would be fine provided you offer better product quality.
If you can handle the logistics, I'll have my guys deal with supplies.
We would be happy to give you a deeper discount providing you sign a 2-year contract.
To keep prices low, we don't cover loading. We're inclined to fix an agent abroad.
We are willing to be your sale agent.
We need to find an agent to handle our products.
We were wondering whether we could be your agent handling your export trade with our country.
Will you consider our proposal to act as your agent?
I have spoken to our relevant organization and we'd like to appoint you as our sole agent.
If you provide online support, we would be willing to purchase the license for additional software.
We will definitely offer online support. Is there anything else we can provide?
On the provision you agree to a retainer fee, you have your on-call technician.
This sounds good. It looks like we have a deal.
We're offering you a contract to be your exclusive European agent.
It sounds like an interesting proposition.
Mr. Jones, we've spoken this matter before, and I hope we can come to some agreement this time. As you know, we'd like to be your agent handling your export trade with our country. Yes, indeed. I have spoken to our relevant organization, and we'd like to appoint you as our sole agent. Excellent news! Once the agreement is signed, your products can be promoted more vigorously by us. Besides, giving sole agency to us will also reduce the number of rivals, which will contribute to business development. And as you know, we have a broad customer base and deal with many retailers in our country. That's why we choose you as our agent. We are sure that an active agent could bring about a big increase in our sales. We hope we can sign the agency agreement as soon as possible, and I suggest that the duration of the agreement should be 3 years, and then after that, if it proves satisfactory to both sides, we can extend the agreement. It sounds fine. You've clearly had a lot of thought on it. Perhaps I could ask you to draw up the agreement. Yes, of course. I will prepare all the cooperation details tomorrow.
Unit 6. Acceptable.
Negotiation.
Bottom line.
Discount.
Current price.
Port dues.
Price range.
Reduce the price.
Requirement.
Compromise.
World market price.
Value of foreign trade.
Is the price within reach?
What is your acceptable price range?
We can't be sure what you want unless you tell us.
Please explain whether your prices are for what they need or for your limits.
What's your budget?
I will keep my end of the negotiation.
Is the lowest price we can accept?
If you keep reducing the price, it's useless for us to continue.
We can give you a 15% off discount. It's our bottom line.
We can consider your requirement, but the price can be no less than.
Let's compromise.
We could add it to the agenda.
We'd like to make some concessions.
We'd like you to consider our request once again.
We are willing to reconsider our prices.
Our products are of great quality.
I can assure you the quality of our product.
Welcome to our factory.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here, and I hope we'll come out from this meeting as winners.
I do hope we can both find a common ground on this.
This is our mutual benefits, and I hope you will consider my suggestion before.
I will think about it. I hope you may make some compromise.
I also want to, but you would have to insist if you were me.
We seem to have a problem in item 13. Our position is you can't get this service for free, but you insist so.
Can we make a compromise here? How about you offer us a trial period first?
That sounds good. We want to know what you will offer if we agree to sign a 3-year contract.
We have to discuss this new situation, but we assure you a favorable contract.
After going over your price list and catalogs, we find your price are much higher than those offered by other suppliers.
It's more expensive, but our commodities have come up to export quality standard and the packages are excellent designed and printed. In this sense, our products are moderately priced.
Your products are attractive in design, but your price is not competitive in this market.
You must take quality into consideration. As you may know, our products are of high quality and in great demand in your country.
But the price difference should not be so big. If you are prepared to cut down your price by 8%, we might come to terms.
8%? I'm afraid you are asking too much. 5% is the highest reduction we can afford.
You certainly have a way of talking me into it.
I can assure you that our price is most favorable.
But I think I need one more day to reconsider.
Unit 7. Terms of payment.
Irrevocable.
Remit.
Letter of credit.
Draft.
International business.
Draw on somebody.
Terms of payment.
Clean draft.
Invoice.
Letter of credit.
Documentary collection.
Now, what are your terms of payment?
Which mode of payment do you prefer?
Many terms of payment are employed in international business.
In your opinion, when shall we open a letter of credit?
With the increasing business between us, perhaps we shall see whether we can agree to DP terms.
We require payment by irrevocable letter of credit.
Letter of credit is fine with us.
I'd be more willing to work with you if you agree to demand drafts to pay invoices.
Can we pay by direct deposit?
Can we pay in 3 payments?
Can you accept 30-day payment terms?
Is it possible for you to pay in one lump sum?
Paying in installments is better for us.
I'm afraid we can't accept your terms of payment, and is there any possibility to be more flexible?
If that's the case, I'll have no alternative but to accept your terms of payment.
I'm very clear about the contract terms, but what about the payment terms?
We have a special pact here.
Do you accept cash payment?
Yes, we do, and we usually offer 1% discount if you pay in cash.
Can we use my certified check?
I'm sorry, but all purchases must be paid in currency.
What is the payment requirement?
We require LC payment.
Is it possible that we have a grace period?
You have to be clear that based on our contract, any delay in payment will cost additional fee.
Our contract will come into effect from now on.
I also remind you that according to our terms of payment, you need to pay the bill before next month. Hello, very nice to see you again.
Hello, I'm glad to meet you too.
Now, shall we continue our last conversation? What kind of payment do you prefer?
Sure. We hope the term of payment is DAP.
Well, my company always do LC. DAP may be too risky for us.
But as you know, opening the LC costs too much and the procedures are troublesome.
Look, it's our first time to cooperate. We have made great concession in the price, and we also hope that we can have a long-term cooperation in the future.
Of course, we hope so too.
But we have no precedent. Let's see, how can we solve this problem?
How about 30% DAP and 70% LC?
Okay, that's deal.
Thank you very much. When shall we start to sign a contract?
At any time. Unit 8. Order.
Intend.
Substantial order.
Minimum quantity.
Execution.
Celebrate.
Cash payment.
Place an order.
Dispatch.
Order form.
Delivery.
Reasonable.
Shortage.
Certified check.
We want to order 3,000 computers.
You must fill out this order forms.
How many do you intend to order?
We shall place substantial orders with you.
When would you be able to ship it?
How do you like the goods dispatched?
When can you effect shipment?
Can you supply us right away?
Let's iron out the remaining details.
I hope you can have these goods delivered before the end of October.
Thank you very much for the order.
It's a pleasure working with you.
I am looking forward to cooperating with you again.
Nice to do business with you.
We are happy to have an opportunity to cooperate with you.
It's always been a pleasure doing business with you.
That sounds really reasonable.
I'm in complete agreement.
I'm glad we are all done.
Let's go out to celebrate. We would like to order 200 tablets.
We are very glad to receive the order from you. We'll prepare it right away.
Could you please tell me the minimum quantity required in an order?
We require a minimum of 10,000 at a time.
We'd like to order 2,000 more of this refrigerator.
May I ask, when do you want to take delivery?
We assure you a delivery of 5,000 units before November 13th.
We appreciate your execution of our order. We'll place more if this one goes well.
When can we expect to receive them?
You should receive them next month.
We'd like to place an order for item number 113. Can you provide us with your current stock?
What quantity would you need?
I would like to order your products. Are they in stock now?
Some of them are not. What products do you want to book?
The same as our last order, but I want 500 sets this time.
Let me check. We need to purchase 50 sets for you again.
Can you guarantee the goods to be exactly the same quality as the previous order?
Of course. We need 10 days to produce and 15 business days for delivery.
Okay. I will send our official order to you today.
I can send PI to you tomorrow.
Sure. Okay.
We appreciate your business and look forward to serving you again soon.
I think you will.
Unit 9. Make out.
Revise.
Go over.
Modification.
Expire.
Concession.
Carry out.
Overdue.
Point by point.
Pact.
Terminate.
As a rule.
Think about.
Payment terms.
Mutual.
Item.
Grace period.
Can we make a compromise here?
Do you always make out a contract for every deal?
If I sign here, that makes me party B, right?
We seem to have problem in item 13.
Shall we take up the matter point by point?
I do hope we can both find a common ground on this.
You will know how hard for me to make such decision if you were me.
Will you consider a larger deal if we make some modifications here?
I'd like to stop and think about this for a little while.
We assure you a favorable contract.
I hope you make some compromise.
This is our mutual benefits, and I hope you will consider my suggestion before.
We can't agree with the alterations you want to make to the contract.
Here is my signature.
Here's your copy of the contract. We have agreed on all of the terms in the contract.
Sounds like we found some common ground.
How's the negotiation going with RET? Do you sign the contract?
We've reached agreement on most of the items. We still have some problems with item 4 and item 9, but I'm trying to make a middle ground here.
Good luck to you. Is the contract acceptable now?
I made a very close study of the draft contract. There are a few points which I'd like to bring up.
Is there any room for compromise on the royalty rate?
We would be happy to give you a deeper discount providing you sign a 2-year contract.
Are you ready to sign?
I think we should get this in writing.
When should we sign the contract?
We'll revise the contract this evening and have it ready to be signed tomorrow morning at 10. How's that?
Well, Mr. Watson, I think we had a good start of our cooperation yesterday. Let's go on with our business talk. Why not? I've reconsidered about your price. I have to say that your price is on the high side, which will put us in a tied corner. Is there any possibility to reduce your price? If you compare the quality of our goods with that of other companies, you will see our price is very reasonable. But we may consider making some concessions in our price for the long-term friendship between us. We really appreciate it. As to payment, the term we wish to adopt is by confirmed and irrevocable LC. Okay, then what about the method of delivery? We'd like to have our goods sent by air. Any special requirements? In order to avoid any possible damage in transit, we would ask you to pack the goods in strong but small wooden cases. We'll do as you desire on the condition that the extra freight has to be paid by you. That's all right. Will it also be written in the contract? Yes, I'll make a note of that. I believe that we can proceed on those terms. Shall we draw up an agreement on a tentative basis? That will be fine. Then we can confirm the terms at our meeting tomorrow.
Unit 10. Contract.
Signature.
Make concession.
Clause.
Sign a contract.
Remittance.
Agreement.
Bring up.
Arbitration.
Modification.
Quotation.
Sale contract.
Here is a copy of our contract.
I'll draw up an agreement at once.
We'll have the contract ready for signature.
Do you always make out a contract for every deal?
The contract will be ready in no time.
Please go through the details of the contract.
Shall we take up the matter point by point?
there are a few points which I'd like to bring up.
I think we should include an arbitration clause in the contract.
We need to make some changes about the payments.
We ought to clear up problems arising from the contract.
We both want to sign a contract, and we have to make some concessions to do it.
Everything is clear. So where do I sign?
Just sign there on the bottom.
Good. I'm glad we are all done.
All we have to do is sign the contract.
I'd like to stop and think about this for a little while.
Are you ready to sign?
I think we should get the payment term in writing.
Before we sign, let's go point by point.
I just want to explain our hesitation about your pricing estimate.
We've made changes you've asked for.
Great. In that case, we can sign the contract.
Do you have any problems with the contract?
Well, our attorneys will look it over first.
Here's my signature.
Good. I believe we'll have a pleasant time working together. Here's the draft of our contract. Could you please go over it and see if everything is in order?
Thank you. Maybe we should add a term here. If one party fails to observe the contract, the other will be entitled to cancel it, and the loss for that reason should be borne by the side breaking the contract.
That's okay. I shouldn't have ignored it. Anything else you've noticed?
Well, here, we mentioned the deferred payment for some of the items, but it has not been included in the contract.
Someone has made a mistake. I'll take care of it right away.
Okay, I think we've got everything clear now, and we can sign it.
Well, each of us will sign 2 copies of the contract, the Chinese copy and the English one. Here they are.
After you.
Please sign your name here. I'll sign it here.
Done. Congratulations.